For more on the Lagos Assembly issue, I'm being joined by a political affairs analyst and publisher, Chris Kayode Nwandu. Of course, he has been following developments in the Lagos State Assembly, and he joins me from Lagos to share his thoughts on the crisis. Thank you so much, Mr. Nwandu, for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
So I'm talking about this Lagos Assembly tussle and how we've seen the twists and turns. How would you capture the different angles to the story?
Well, in the case of the absolved, as far as I'm concerned, none of us ever believe that what is happening in Lagos State House of Assembly will ever happen. We hear this happening in other states of the Federation. The law has been what happened in River State, but that this will happen in the city of aquatic splendor. It took a surprise to us, and most of us believe that. I've always believed that politically, Lagos State is one of the most politically matured, if I use that word, states in the country. So there are certain things that you expect to happen in other states that don't ever believe will happen in Lagos. But this is a trying time, and in politics, anything can happen. And so my name is Chris Kayode, not Kayode, please. So let him correct that.
Okay. Sorry about that.
To the issue, yes, to the issue at stake, the fact remains that let us even go back. How did we get here? Some members of the State House of Assembly agreed to remove their speaker. And I think it was 36 out of the 40 members. That is the majority that removed the speaker. And whether it was impeached or removed, whichever one is that they agreed. And I've been hearing a lot of things flying around. There is nowhere in the books and in the Constitution or in our law where a reason must be given by the State House of Assembly for removing their speaker. It is what is only stated is that 2/3 members of the State House of Assembly will vote to remove the speaker. Just that no reason will be given for the election of the speaker. It's just first among equal. So unlike that of the impeachment of the president, the vice president, the governors and deputy governors, that were specific on procedure. That of the speaker is the sole right of the members of that House of Assembly. And if they can meet that majority number, then they can take the decision without giving any reason. So this one that somebody said, oh, it was not followed. And it was not, there's nowhere in that book that it was explained explicitly that the speaker must be present when it's being removed. No. So, but as I said, what happened yesterday was the case of the absolved. And I believe those that are just advising the former speaker, they are not giving the best of advice, because a situation where you are speaking plenary with presiding over 4 members, that is unbelievable.
Now,
he
said,
what it is, and that is what when us.
Yeah, so he said it was never removed. He said there is no impeachment. He accused the legislators of allegedly collecting 30 million naira to having been voted out. He walked into the assembly with a security detail without being accosted, without being apprehended, in a sane environment. How should that particular situation, should it have been dealt with?
I was one of the editors that were invited by the Commissioner of Police yesterday for that press briefing. I was there, and I also asked him the same question. When the Commissioner said that there was an auditing, and it was based on that auditing that the security details of the speaker, Miranda, was withdrawn. But in the same breath, while you are withdrawing that, you are adding more, you are giving the former speaker enough security agencies also to go with him. So which must have embodied him enough to be able to walk into the assembly and find himself into the. So although the Commissioner of Police came out, just as your reporter mentioned in the news, that the police is neutral. But the way it seems, it doesn't seem to be so, because most like perception is everything. If you are withdrawing that of the current speaker and you are giving more security to the other person just because of the fact that he said that his life was at stake. And I asked him, The security that was provided for Obasa, that was the specific question I asked. The security details that you provided for Obasa, is it for him as a speaker or as an individual? Because the security personnel attached to a speaker is not the same that is attached. You don't have the same number attached to a member of the House of Assembly. And I was telling the CP yesterday that we heard that they have so many policemen, almost about 10 or thereabout. They say it was alleged, just as I said, it was alleged. But in all this, the fact remains that whatever, if this issue is not tackled properly and is not solved properly, it is going to affect so many things within Lagos State. The political situation in Lagos, the economic situation in Lagos. Can you imagine a state like Lagos not having a state House of Assembly for the governor of the executive to run with? That is what we find ourselves now, because they have adjourned and died. That means that no date has been put. We don't have people have a date when they are going to come back. How will we run the state? How will the government run the state like that without a legislative power? It is very absurd.
I'd like to find out, are we actually running a democracy in this country? Because the president has not said anything over this matter, and we have the leadership of the party, of course, in place that has equally not really said anything. And we have lawmakers in Lagos State who are saying that the leadership should come out plain and let them know which direction they should go. They seem confused.
I'll say it time and time again. What we are running is not democracy. What we are running in Nigeria is civilian rule. And until we are able to stay within that ambit of democracy, then most of the things we are doing currently will not happen. On the issue of the president, I would just want to nail down that, because the president is not the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He is not he's no longer the quote-unquote the godfather of Lagos State politics. He has gone beyond, he has been elevated to the president of, so he oversees whatever. But you said you always say that, yes, Lagos is his base. And there's been so much rumor here and there that they have a hand in what is going on. Let us not forget the fact that the APC in Lagos State should be very, very careful. The president lost the 2023 presidential election in his state of Lagos. That election that was held in 2023, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu lost in Lagos. He lost Lagos State to the candidate of the Labour Party. It was only the governorship that the APC won. So going into 2027, if a state like Lagos State is a APC, is at loggerhead within itself, and you're looking at about 36 legislators that are not within Iran, they are not in agreement with what is going on, then there's the big problem. So I hope that they'll be able to nip this in the bud. That also asks, what is the place of the governor as well in this? There are a lot of rumors going up, and I'm a journalist. I don't believe in the rest of the rumor. I want to believe in empirical facts, and I want to believe in facts. But there's also a fact that there is this very well-strained relationship between the governor and the ousted Speaker of the House, or that is parading himself as the Speaker. All this, the political leaders in Lagos State must come together and be able to make sure that this issue is resolved as quickly as possible, so that governance can return to Lagos State. Anything that happens within Lagos State has a way of affecting every other part of Nigeria's sphere.
Okay, so you're talking about resolution. What should be the resolution here? What should be done? How do we solve this matter? There is a pending case in court. He still took an action to step into the Senate complex. And people are saying that he should have waited for the outcome of the decision in court before doing anything. What is the solution to this political impasse?
From what we hear from the grapevine, it was said, and that the political leaders in Lagos are determined, there are so many of them, like the GAC and so many others, that there have been a level of agreement that both the current speaker and the former speaker should step aside so that another candidate can be picked. I totally go for that. They also forget that it was said that the current speaker is from the same senatorial zone with the governor of the state, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. If that is the case, then there is, for equity and fairness, there is need for the speakership to go to another part of the zone of the state. But as in the current form, anybody that tries to impose somebody like Honorable Obasa that has been rejected by majority of his colleagues, it will be a very, very bad start, very, very bad start for the APC government in Lagos State, because you cannot impose. We're supposed to be there must be a separation of power, and that is what we do. The executive must be different from the legislative arm. The legislative arm must be different from the judiciary. If the legislators with their own wisdom, based on the power that have been given to them by the Constitution, the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria as amended, they should be allowed to pick the leaders within by themselves and run by that. That is what the democracy is all about. But any attempt, for whatever reason, anybody wants to post anybody on the members of the House of Assembly, then there's we have seen what is going on in Rivers State. The people of Rivers will be laughing at Lagos as of now. They'll be laughing and say, look at you, say you are the president of democracy. Well, it's happening in your state as well. How are you going to handle it? I believe that this issue can be resolved as quickly as possible by the leadership of the APC, because it's more of the APC. The Lagos State House of Assembly, practically close to about 80–90% of the members are from a particular party, which is APC. Okay. I believe that this issue can be resolved as quickly as possible. Okay,
finally, before I let you go, it was removed as Speaker of Lagos State Assembly based on 13 allegations of financial impropriety and misconduct. Shouldn't the public at least be privy to evidence based on these allegations, or would you consider it probably trumped up charges against him?
I agree with you, but let us even take it further. The former speaker went to court to challenge his removal. Why didn't he wait for the court to give a verdict on that before he quickly ran back to the house to take over? Then you know that something is. If you don't believe, you believe that you were erroneously removed as a speaker, and you have gone to court, you have to wait for the court to decide. So why did you need that? We are hearing that still within the realm of speculation, which I don't attend to. We hear, and it has not been confirmed, that the former speaker has gone back to the court through the back door, withdraw that suit. I don't know how true it is. But if you believe in the judiciary and you believe that you are going to get the right judgment based on what you have canvassed, then the former speaker could as well wait for the court to decide on his removal before taking the laws into, because what he did was yesterday was taking the law into his hand. If the other members have done the way he did, then there have been breakdown of law and order in the assembly yesterday, and by now we don't know what would have happened, which is why I still calling on the powers that be, both the APC at the national level and the state level, be able to come together and make sure that this issue is resolved as quickly as possible. It is not only APC members that are going to suffer. All of us that live in Lagos, all of us that are stakeholders in Lagos, have one thing or the other. We are all stakeholders in this state. And the Lagos is not just about APC. It is about a government that has been elected by the majority of Nigerians, because it was not only APC members that voted for, even the members of the Legislative Assembly. They are Nigerians from all walks of life, from all tribes, and they are stakeholders on this issue, and they must be carried along and make sure that what is happening now is nipped in the bud, and the governance return to Lagos State as a state, so that we can move forward.
Well, the Lagos CPI says that calm has been restored, so let's take his word for it. Thank you so much, Chris Nwandu, for sharing your thoughts with us on this Sunday news.
You know, those of us that read law, we are very cautious in most of these things that people say, because there is more than you see. Have a wonderful day, bro.
And you too.